There are moments in horror cinema that linger, not because of gore or jump scares, but because they expose something deeply human and unsettling. The Ugly Stepsister delivers one of those moments. It's not the transformation scene. It's not the eerie ball sequence. And it's not even the brutal makeover montage. It's the moment where Elvira, in a final, desperate attempt to belong, reshapes her body to fit a slipper that was never meant for her. What follows isn't just horror. It's heartbreak. It's the psychological fallout of growing up believing you're unworthy unless you change everything about yourself. If you've heard people mention the Ugly Stepsister scene, this is the one they mean. The tension, the quiet, the chilling indifference from her mother. And Elvira's own willingness to suffer, silently, for love and validation. Today, we're unpacking that scene. What led to it, what it really means, and why it's stuck with so many viewers. Not just as a horror moment, but as a reflection of something far too familiar. Elvira has never been enough, at least not in the eyes of her mother or society. When her mother, Rebecca, marries an older man for presumed wealth, the plan crumbles as quickly as the man dies. Left with nothing but a crumbling home and a rival stepsister, Agnes, Rebecca shifts her goal. Elvira must marry Prince Julian. But in this world, appearance is everything, and Elvira doesn't fit the mold. Her transformation begins, not through choice but coercion. Braces removed, her nose painfully reshaped. A strange remedy offered to alter her body from the inside. Every change is sold as necessary, a price for becoming someone worthy of the spotlight. Agnes, the so-called Cinderella, stumbles too, publicly humiliated and demoted after a forbidden romance. Rebecca sees opportunity. Elvira is now the frontrunner, or so it seems. Elvira arrives at the ball, cloaked in silence and anxiety. Her dress shines. Her smile is hollow. She walks as instructed. She stands where she's told. For the first time, the crowd sees her. The prince even dances with her. But then, Agnes arrives, veiled, unannounced, effortless. In seconds, Elvira is forgotten. The fantasy dissolves. The prince follows Agnes. The slipper is lost, the magic gone. Elvira returns home, defeated, but not broken, not yet. Morning comes, Elvira waits. The prince is searching for the woman who fits the slipper. She believes, just maybe, she still has a chance. Until the moment of truth. The slipper doesn't fit. For a second, reality settles in, but then she makes a decision, not rooted in hope, but in fear, in shame, in a desperate desire to be wanted. She isolates herself, stares at her feet, and acts. The camera holds, the room remains quiet. What happens next is left partly unseen, but fully felt. She changes her body again, not through surgery or suggestion, but by force. Not for health, not for survival, but for acceptance. Her mother, Rebecca, enters the room. She doesn't gasp, she doesn't plead, she simply assists, treating it like a final step in a plan too far gone. Even after everything, the slipper doesn't truly fit, but they try to pretend. Until the prince arrives, one look, one breath, he knows. Not just that she isn't the one, but that something has gone terribly wrong. He turns, he takes Agnes, and leaves Elvira in the quiet shadow of her efforts. This isn't just horror, it's a warning. The glass slipper, a once whimsical symbol of destiny, becomes a measuring tool for worth. The price of fitting in becomes literal. This scene reframes the fairy tale. It's not about transformation, it's about erasure. About the ways we ask people, especially women, to shrink themselves, to contort, to sacrifice. It also confronts parental complicity. Rebecca doesn't just pressure Elvira, she conditions her to believe that pain is part of love, that acceptance must be earned through suffering. It's not hatred, it's normalization, and that makes it more dangerous. Elvira isn't chasing a prince, she's chasing visibility, and that's what breaks you. Because even after giving everything, she's still invisible. Online reactions were instant. I've seen gore, but this made me cry. This is what horror looks like when it reflects real life. Viewers didn't just talk about the scene, they unpacked their own stories about diet culture, about parent pressure, about the way society sells beauty as a prerequisite for being chosen. That's the power of this moment. It isn't just grotesque, it's painfully familiar. This scene will stay with you, not because it's loud, but because it's quiet. Because it forces you to confront a world where some people are told from the start that they must suffer to matter. That love is conditional. That beauty is violence. Elvira didn't fail. The system did. And that's what the Ugly Stepsister dares to show. Now I want to hear from you. Did this scene hit you emotionally? What do you think it says about the world we live in today? And could Elvira have ever escaped the trap she was placed in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every one and replying to the most insightful. Visually, the scene moves with intention. The director doesn't rush. The camera lingers just long enough for the weight of the moment to settle in. What once was a beautiful gown now feels heavy with desperation. What once was hope now hangs in silence. It's not horror for shock value. It's the slow erosion of dignity, captured in real time. But what stays with you isn't just the scene itself. It's how routine it all feels. Her mother doesn't panic. She doesn't resist. She simply follows through. No hesitation, no emotion, just a grim acceptance. Because in this world, beauty comes with cost. And Elvira has been conditioned to believe that every ounce of suffering is necessary if it brings her closer to being wanted. This moment isn't just one part of the film. It's the emotional core, the scene that reframes the entire story. And it hits hard because it reflects something real. Millions of women reshaping themselves daily, not with blades, but with silence, with suppression, with conformity, trying to be seen, to be chosen, to be enough. The sequence marks the emotional breaking point. Every desperate action Elvira takes is soaked in meaning. None of it is random. Every choice reflects the quiet tragedy of someone trying to fit into a standard that was never meant for her. The slipper, once a fairy tale symbol of destiny, becomes a test she was never supposed to pass. It doesn't measure worth. It measures compliance. And Elvira learns too late. You can give everything and still be told it's not enough. Throughout the film, Elvira's body has been controlled by others. But this time, the decision is hers. It's framed as agency, but it's not freedom. It's surrender. Her final effort to be accepted isn't empowering. It's a sign of how deeply the damage has set in. Rebecca, her mother, doesn't cry. She doesn't resist. She calmly helps her daughter finish what she started, not out of hatred, but because she truly believes this is what love and success require. That's what makes her terrifying. She's not cruel, she's conditioned. This is what generational pressure looks like. A mother passing down pain as guidance, not out of malice, but out of belief. Belief that this is the only way to survive, the only way to matter. And after all of it, Elvira is still overlooked. The slipper doesn't fit. The prince doesn't choose her. The fairy tale never belonged to her. She gave everything and was still invisible. That's the tragedy. She's not punished for cruelty or arrogance. She's punished for believing that self-sacrifice could buy her a place in the world. That pain was a path to love. When The Ugly Stepsister hit festivals like Sundance and Berlin, it didn't take long for one moment to dominate discussion. Forums lit up, Letterboxd reviews exploded, YouTube comment sections turned into therapy sessions, and nearly every conversation pointed to that one scene. I had to pause and walk around my room. That moment got me. I've never seen horror feel this personal. She didn't just try to fit the slipper, she tried to erase herself. Some compared it to The Substance and said Stepsister went further. Others said it was the first horror film that made them cry instead of recoil. The scene didn't just disturb, it made people reflect. Because the horror wasn't just in what Elvira did, it was in what it revealed about us, about the systems we participate in, about the impossible standards we quietly uphold, and about the price many people pay just to be seen. This wasn't just a disturbing scene, it was a cultural statement. The silence, the rejection, the exhaustion. It all led to one defining moment. Not about winning a prince, but about losing yourself in the attempt. Elvira didn't die in that scene, but something within her did, and the world around her didn't even blink. If that doesn't echo real life for countless people, especially women, trying to keep up with a world that demands perfection, I don't know what does. So now I want to hear from you. Was Elvira ever truly free? Would she have been better off if she never tried to change? What does this scene reveal about the world we live in and the standards we accept without question? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading and responding to the most powerful takes. And if you found this breakdown meaningful, give it a like, share it with someone who values deeper conversations around horror, and subscribe for more content that digs beneath the surface. This was The Ugly Stepsister scene. And while the story was dark, the message was unforgettable.